This one's called Yielding. Borrowed a line from some of you know, friend of mine, Koshi Casey, good poet. Yielding. I dislike winter. So many people have left my life. I miss the people I know that have died. It is in the season that it is cold in so many ways. The frost stays with me. See it in more than just my breath. It gives you pause when your life stops without warning, without moments to breathe, to digest, to reflect on what has occurred. Stand in the middle, frozen, difficult to go forward, even harder to look backward. Letting go never happens with some events spurred memories, tears, laughter, and emotions. What to say? I want to know. I want to be able to speak to you, have a conversation, have your insight. Oftentimes, I do not know why you left. Stare, distance, trying to keep myself away from myself. Try to sink my roots deeply in, just so maybe I could touch, feel, connect with you again. So often through my life, I play tag with you. There will be times when I see you maybe in a dream, an old picture, an old letter, and then I won't see you for a long time. I dislike winter. I miss the people that I know that have died but not left. Last one about my dad here. Thank you. And simply, fitting enough, it's called Closure. And I don't think I'll ever close the door on him because he was such a great man. But this is about him. So Closure. Autumn began with overcast. Already I was looking toward its end. You died near the end of autumn. It brought a change of scenery, a solemn end to such a beautiful season. Standing at your grave, Mom's grave, think of how you were sprinkled upon her, within her. Your tombstone weighs on her chest, as your death still does on mine. Wondered how much of you was able to reach your wife's soul as you were sprinkled on her 14-year-old corpse. Sure, she harvested every drop as you are scattered all over her body. You died just as you wanted, turned everything off, to be with one you loved, finally. Ran my hands through the grass, hoping I could find a speckle of remnants of you, cradle some dirt in my hand, thinking at least by chance you'll be somewhere in the soil. Stared at both of you again, memories awakened, sitting on your lap, even to age 10, watching you bake pumpkin pie. So many come to mind. Rain begins to fall. I wonder, are you raining on me? Open my mouth, hoping to taste you. Savor the water like I never did. A change of scenery was brought that day. This one is a kind of a recent one about a crash that happened about 30 years ago. Car wreck with my mom and my sister and me driving over on Fair Oaks, and it's just writing about that experience. It brings therapy, it brings things back, and how, you know, just thinking about how much people love you in relationships. That's what my poetry is so much about, are relationships between friends and relationships between my parents and my siblings, because they all mean so much to me. So this one's called Solid Memory. 30 years ago, my mother thought she lost me, my sister. Screecher brakes, 7-year-old frame. Mother tried to hold me, like all parents do, trying to make their hands and arms act as an extra human seatbelt. Withstand my body, head from plummeting to glass. Not successful. Front windshield broken. Car window cracked from one end to another. No bloodshed, just a lot of pain. The old green station wagon withstood, but not here. My childhood head was too much. My mother cradled my face with her hands. Her hands were cold, almost as if they were been crying with fear. She whispered to me and my sister, "I am sorry." I was still alive, not a scratch on me. I gritted my teeth, and she told me, like she told me to. I felt no pain. Why was she apologizing? Wondered as I looked at the long crack on the windshield, how I had no cuts, no bruises. My mother stared at me. Both my sister and I had hand over mouth, sobbing, trying to catch her breath. She hugged my sister and I, squeezing us tight with all her might. 30 years passed. She has since passed. Think back to that moment. Don't focus on the accident. Don't focus on the huge crack on the windshield. Don't focus on the sound of the brakes. All I remember is her holding us tight. Never do I want that moment to crack. Remember what I said about therapy? Unfortunately, this last year, or 2 years ago, when we had my father die, we had some things happen. That's all I'm going to say. So this is called, that kind of tore some things apart, but that's all I'm going to say. Last struggle. On my birthday, when we last spoke, 6 months have passed, struggling to come to grips. All you have done, all you haven't done. Days drift away, still not healed. Wonder when I will feel better. When he died, rather than remember him, you had to steal things. Steal from us. Steal our memories. So you can have your memories. Our process was made your process. You pressured, pleaded, and pushed until we broke, not wanting to deal with it anymore, or you. Deciding before we wanted to decide. Stole handkerchiefs, heirlooms, articles. Attempted to take money, watches. Lost our trust, respect, love. Searching my brain every day as to why you did these things. Empty space. Nothing found. Letters have been written. Harsh words traded. Phone calls containing verbal slaughters. Relationships disappearing. Awkward silence. 6 months have passed since we last spoke, struggling to come to grips with what you have done, with what you haven't done.